Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Shelly from Crafty Cottage Dreams. I'm just popping on real quickly before I have to get ready for work. And I am finally done. Let's just say this is part 3 of the finale of my French Cottage Journal. It is tall. It is 11. Well, let me measure it. That's what I say journals usually are, but let's just be sure. 11 inches in length and 4 inches in width. So yeah, I finished her, and I am using the digitals from French Cottage Digital from ChapterOnePapers, and I also used, let's see, SamPoole's vintage photos. I believe it is part 2 of her photos, but yeah. So I just did the binding with some sari, and that is the back. And I am also using all of Sheila's beautiful, she dyed these and it matched perfectly with this journal in the colors, and I just love it. And I added a rose gold brooch here because the fact that I used some rose gold mini paper clips. So let's take this off. So I thought I added a nice touch. It's just wrapped around with some sari because I can't get enough of sari silk. And here it is. I think she came out really pretty. She is very chunky, guys. I can't really fit. I mean, you can, but as you can see, it's quite large. I just added some of this mesh with a vintage button up there. Her beautiful, beautiful trim here. And I just simply sewed all around the journal. And then I just did some collaging on the front, and I just love how it came out. I think it's super cute. So let's dive right in. I'm going to be as quick as I possibly can. I am using vintage wallpaper for the backing here. I added a pocket, collage pocket with some of Sheila's beautiful trim. And then on the inside, we just have this here. And we have a French book page, and I just added a little collage. It is cotton rag paper, and I just distressed it a bit. French book page. And over on this side we have, I did a lot of collaging in here, guys. Some collaging on this page. I added a little flip, so you can have a little secret journaling spot there. And then I sewed this beautiful piece of fabric. You can lift it up, do some journaling here on this page. Be a little secret spot. I just love this French Cottage collection. I think it's gorgeous. And here I ended up using a lot of laces. I can't stray away from it. So I didn't think I was going to initially, but I ended up doing a lot of laces in here. So I sewed a pocket in here, and then we just have this pretty tag that I created with a mesh bow. It's backed with coffee dyed paper. So pretty. French book page. I just did some collaging. Also some collaging on this vintage music sheet, and added SamPoole stamp up there, of course. Some of Sheila's beautiful trim there. And then, hope I'm in focus. And then this is a flip out, but here I created a little ephemera card, and it's back with a French book page, and that tucks right in there. If I can get it back in there. There we go. And on the back here, it's a flip out. And on the back of here, I just use a SamPoole stamp there. You can certainly, in vintage ledger paper in the back, you can certainly journal in the back there. Little rose gold mini clip. Some of Sheila's beautiful trim there. And here we have a little flip. Well, it's those little booklets we created together. It is one of them. I just did some collaging here in the back there. And it is backed with some vintage ledger. And that just clips right here. And this was just tucked right inside there. And I will undo it really quickly. I just have some beautiful fibers here. It's cream colored fiber. I just love fibers. And we have this here. So pretty. Backed with some vintage ledger paper. Nice little secret spot as well to do some journaling in. And that just tucks underneath. Well, actually, I'm going to wrap it one more time. Cute. And that tucks right in there. And on the other side, what I had tucked inside here, I just used some vintage ledger, SamPoole stamp, and vintage ledger on the back. And that tucks right in there. And on this side, we have a beautiful cotton rag French book page, which I collaged. I sewed on this little flip here. It is a little flip. It does have a rose gold mini clip with a little mesh bow there. Here's one of SamPoole's beautiful vintage digital photos. And I used her snippet pack. They're really nice. I love her. I'm going to show you guys because if you ever want to head on over to her shop and purchase these, here's just her little snippets of goodness. I will post SamPoole's link down below in the description box, as well as ChapterOnePapers. And it's backed with a French book page. And that just tucks right inside there. This flips back over. Just did some collaging and some collaging over here. Of course, SamPoole stamp. So pretty. I love how it came out. And here I used some of Sheila. All this is Sheila's trim. But I had this piece of this book binding, and I just loved the texture in it of this little book. And I just added a die cut there. book page and just did some distressing. I loved it there. I thought it added a uniqueness to the page and some texture. We have a Conrad French book page. I did some collaging on it. And here we have a vintage ledger. And I just added a little ephemera card there. And it's backed with some vintage ledger. Here's that die cut again. I just collaged on there. And I'm just using a little mini clip here. This flips out. Here's that beautiful ledger. And I added a French book page. And that tucks right in there. And then this clips back on there. Here we go. And then here is this little ephemera backed with a French book page. And that tucks right in the back there. I love this paper. And then I just added this beautiful trim on the top here. I sewed it. Another French book page that has been collaged. We have this beautiful vintage music paper, which I certainly collaged. And on the back as well, and I stamped vintage on there. We have another beautiful, probably won't take it out, so I have a hard time clipping. I'll take it out. Another SamPoole yumminess there, and I used her snippets here. And then I backed it with French book page. And it hooks with this mini clip up here with a little mesh bow. And on the other side, I created this floating pocket, added some of Sheila's beautiful trim with a rusted paper clip. And these are the booklets that we created together. So, and it's backed with some vintage ledger. You can certainly journal on the inside. And here I tucked in some little cute ephemera and stamped Paris using SamPoole stamps, backed with some vintage ledger. And that clips right up there. Beautiful. We have a French book page. I just added a little stamp there from the French Cottage collection. And some more collaging here. Then we have this vintage ledger, and I did some collaging and added some of Sheila's beautiful trim. Some more collaging in the back. Then we have this beautiful pocket, lace pocket. And we have a nice ephemera tag here. I love the crinkly effect and the distressing on it. A mesh bow. SamPoole stamp it in the back. It's backed with coffee dyed paper. Here is part of that French book page. I just did some collaging here, and I love how it just peeks out here, table of contents. I sewed some beautiful trim here on the edge. Here we have another beautiful vintage ledger, which I did some collaging with some French rag paper there. SamPoole stamp on that French Cottage collection. I'll undo this. Here is that flip. And here's another beautiful tag with some beautiful sari. Backed with some vintage ledger, and I stamped vintage. in the back there. I love these little mini rose gold paper clips. They're so cute. And here, obviously, this clipped on the back here is another SamPoole Yumminess with her snippets that I used up there, back with a French book page. And here I have clipped, there's lots in here, guys, but there is lots to journal in. Lots of spots to journal in as well. Here we have a little Carte Postal ephemera. I just backed it with SamPoole stamp and vintage ledger. And here is one of the booklets we created together. And it is just wrapped with some beautiful fibers, pink fibers. I love them. And you can certainly journal. Makes a nice little journaling spot with some vintage ledger. And I'll just clip it there. I'll fix, I don't like the way that kind of looks. I'll fix it. No, I'm going to fix it now. Because it'll drive me crazy. Let's see. How did I have this? Let's go around this way. I'm going to tuck that on the end. And then this goes through there. And then we have ourselves a nice little, there, that's better. And then here I created a side tuck. Did a lot of collaging on it. Sheila's beautiful trim up here. Cotton rag French book page. And I just did a cute little cluster of sari. Some mesh with a vintage button and a cute little bow. And here I've created a tag, and we used this polka dotted mesh up here, added a bow, some coffee dye lace paper, SamPoole stamp, and of course it tucks right in there. I need some coffee. I'm still trying to wake up. I'm so tired. I work from 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the morning. Every day. Yeah, so I'm kind of tired. And remember here, we have that tuck spot here. We created this together out of a tea-dyed envelope. I have yet to put something in there. I will probably add a couple of vintage French book pages. I like to add the French book pages. That way you can keep them as is. Or, you know, do some collaging with them. I added some Sheila's beautiful trim. Just did some collaging. We have a beautiful tag here. It is dyed with coffee dyed paper. I won't take it out of the clip. It's just a little flip out with a beautiful mesh bow. And I love Sheila's beautiful, I love her trims. And it matches so perfectly with the colors in that French Cottage collection. It's like a, I don't know. I'm sure it's hard to pick up on camera, but it's like the palest shabby-ish green. I don't know, I love it. It's not really a mint green either, but it's so pretty. And then we have a beautiful page here. I just did some sewing over here. This beautiful eyelet trim. We have a French book page. I just did some collaging on it. Used some vintage ledger and stamped on there. collaging in the back. I did leave lots of space for journaling. I really couldn't fit too much more in this journal. Here is the center spread. I use this beautiful, and of course it's binded with sari silk here and here, and I just love that. And I added this beautiful velvet. And here I have a pink bulldog clip because I did create, I needed something sturdy, a cute little booklet here. It's just secured on the top, little bow, and just added some various papers. We have some pink dyed avocado paper, French book page, grid paper, and it repeats itself. There's the signature. I'll get my fingers to work. I love this avocado dyed paper. Cute. And that clips right there. And then here we added some of that beautiful trim, excuse me, that I sewed. Then we have another flip out here. Inside I have SamPoole Digital here. There's snippets. It's backed with French book page. Did some collaging. This flips out. I'm not going to unclip it, but that sheet tucks right inside there. And I just did some collaging here. I love this paper. Love it. Beautiful lace pocket. I did sew that on there. We have a nice little tag with SamPoole snippets, and it's backed with a French book page. We have another, love the color of these. Chili, you did such a awesome job on matched perfectly with this. Certainly nice little journal spot. We have another beautiful tag, and it is backed with some lace coffee dyed paper. And this is the tag that was stamped upside down. But that's okay. That's what makes junk journaling so unique. We have such happy little mistakes, don't we? But I just think it adds to our junk journal creations. That's what I love about it. Nothing can be absolutely perfection. I have a cute little polka dotted mesh bow up there. And then we have another SamPoole Vintage Digital here. And there's snippets, 1894, and it's backed with a French book page. Tucks right in there. We have a ledger, vintage ledger. This one I did not collage. So you have plenty of room to do some journaling or add a photo of your own. Love this paper. Here we have a French book page. I did some collaging. I added this vintage ledger so you can write something there. This flips out. And then we have another one of those booklets that we created together. It's clipped on there. We have some fibers holding it all together. And it is backed with some vintage ledger. You can certainly journal in here, collage in there, add a photo, quotes, whatever your little heart desires. You get your own. There we go. And that clips right on there. And I love this mesh. That little mini rose gold paper clip. And then we have some beautiful lace here. It is dyed in all that beautiful shabby green. And I just created a tag. SamPoole snippet up here, backed with, of course, a French book page. And I just did some collaging over here in this vintage ledger. I left the back empty for journaling. We have a French book page. Then we have some vintage music photo here, which does flip out, and we have this beautiful tag here with this mesh polka dotted bow. It's backed with some coffee stained lace paper and SamPoole stamp that tucks right in there. And on the back, a cute little bow. Can you guys still see? I love this photo of this woman, SamPoole, and her snippets, Mademoiselle, and it's backed with a French book page. We have a French book page here. Lots of pages, guys. It's getting, as the end, you can see where it's getting a little chunky. And here, I just have it wrapped around the page here. And I just did some collaging, certainly journal in any of these spots over here. And that just wraps right there on this page. And it is clipped right on there. See how chunky she is. Vintage ledger paper, French book page. I think she has too much in it. But French book page. This is definitely all the cotton rag. It's beautiful texture. Here I just did some collaging on this vintage music sheet. SamPoole stamp, Sheila beautiful trim. I also did some collaging on the back there. SamPoole stamp, did a little collaging here on this French book page. Beautiful lace pockets. Another tag using SamPoole snippet up there. And I think we're almost done here. So many pages. Here I collaged a little side tuck here. And we created this using the tea stained envelopes together. We collaged that together. And it's packed with that beautiful French rag paper. And that just tucks right inside there. And then here we collaged this together, and I did add a little of Sheila's trim there on the top, and this flips out. Nice little spot to journal in. And then finally, here is the back. I added this, I collaged a pocket here and added some of Sheila's beautiful applique. And we have the French book page, so delicate, and added Sheila's little, or not, the French Cottage, from the French Cottage collection, little stamp there. It's so cute. And that tucks right in there. And here's the back. She is definitely chunky, guys. I think I got, you know, I just go ham. It is a lot. There is a lot in here. A lot of ephemera, a lot of stuff going on. But also a lot of, definitely a lot of room to journal in. That is for certain, and kind of make it your own as well. Or, like a lot of ladies do, they just don't, they collect them. They just don't journal in their journals. And I'm, you know, one of those. So I really loved how it came out, and I hope you guys love it too. I was kind of debating whether or not I should list this in my Etsy shop. I may not. Fees are so astronomical. It's crazy. If you are interested in this beauty, just, you know, we can do it through PayPal, Venmo, whatever you have. Just let me know, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Let me know, either through Facebook Messenger, or on Instagram, or through my, you know, one of those ladies, one of those. But here she is, and let's put this back on. So, yeah, just let me know, ladies. PayPal and or Venmo. And if it doesn't go through either of those ways, then I will just list her in my Etsy shop, and we will go from there. So pretty. And let's add, it's the only thing about Sorry ribbon is those little, this pretty little brooch. Oops. Add that, and yeah, I love the rose gold brooch there. I think it, with the rose gold paper clips, I think it added a nice little touch. And there you have it, ladies. I am officially on vacation after tonight from work for a week. So if you would like this, I would like to mail it out by tomorrow, Saturday. So today is the day to purchase, because if not, if it doesn't get sold by then, I will probably end up listing it in my Etsy shop, but my Etsy shop will be closed until next Friday, the following Friday. So there you have it, ladies. Love you guys. Thanks for joining me today. And until next time, much love and hugs. Bye for now.